We all have good days, bad days, and days when we're not so sure. No matter what kind of day you're having, take MindNation with you so that good days become great, bad days become better, and so-so days become super. Get the care you need by connecting with experts in as fast as 2 minutes. Grow in your mental health journey through specialized programs just for you. Learn more about yourself and how to thrive so that every day is closer to a better mind, better you. Download the MindNation app now. Available on Google Play and the App Store.
Hi, good evening, everyone. It's our monthly check-in with MindNation. It's the second to the last Wednesday of the month. We're doing it a bit early because next week will be a holiday on November 30. So it's 1 month to go before Christmas, and many of us are gearing up for the upcoming parties, kainan, and other festivities. Around this time, more importantly, it's not only important to practice time management habits, but also good financial habits. That's why today, this is what we're going to talk about. And let me bring in my partner in crime, Kat Triviño. Come on in.
Hi,
Hello,
Dar. Hello,
Kat.
everyone. It feels like it's been a while since we last had
Yes,
something like
correct,
this.
correct. Kasi last month, di ba, you were out of the country during
Yes,
our ano.
yes,
So it's been a while.
exactly. Hi,
So
everyone. Hello.
hello.
So
For those
exciting.
watching us, there's someone from si Rosh Reyes, si Catherine, si M, um, Eilish. So thank you guys for
Hello.
watching and the others who have not messaged in the chat box. So tonight, 'di ba, ang dami nating high inflation. So dapat medyo kailangan smart tayo in terms of managing our money. Otherwise, magkaka-problem tayo in 2023 and medyo challenging pa yan kasi 2023, hindi ang dami parang uncertainty na dadalhin ng 2023. So, Kat, kamusta? How are you excited for the holidays?
I am so excited. I'm excited to eat. I've been I've been very strict with my diet recently. So excited to have that little break because the holidays are always good for eating and getting together with the family and catching up. So very excited. And I think this is the year versus like the last 2 years that we are just getting back together physically then no with our friends and our families. So that's always exciting as well. Excited to wrap gifts and buy a lot of things. How about you?
Ako, um, ako, I guess parang medyo nafe-feel ko talaga yung holiday rush already. Like right
Mm,
now, my schedule is like getting booked until like until Christmas. Nawawalan na ako ng time, to be honest. It's a mix of things. It's work, it's other parang projects, and of course, there's also family. So
right.
sa akin, nandoon, parang that's why the time management thing, it's very relevant. And then also, syempre, yung topic natin for tonight, which is managing our budget. It's also very relevant kasi I'm sure a lot of our Bellas are already parang figuring out like how do they manage money, how do they manage their Christmas budget since sabi mo nga 'di ba magme-meet up na yung mga tao. So mas
Correct.
madami ng in a way gastos.
Yeah, and even the travel and transportation, diba? So there may be some of us also that are traveling already, as well as the borders or the flights also start opening up, and
Correct, correct, correct.
it's a great discussion actually on financial well-being and financial health during this time, and siguro marami rin nagtatanong sa'yo, ano yung connection ng financial health when it comes to mental health? Kasi 'di ba our topics always about anything related to mental health and well-being. In My
Correct,
Nation,
correct.
we actually did a survey na yung top concerns nila for mental health, their mental health concerns or their mental health issues are linked to their financial issues as well.
Yes.
And we know this. I've experienced it. I'm sure you have experienced it as well as an entrepreneur, Dar. It really affects your well-being. There's no going around it. Because financial well-being is linked to our feeling of stability and security. Diba? Not
Correct,
knowing or
correct.
not knowing if we have enough for the next day, or we have enough for the thing that we've always wanted to save or splurge on, and even like how we view or envision our success or our future. If we feel like we don't have enough savings for our future, for a rainy day, we get stressed, we get anxious. So it's very important that we start talking about it, and normalizing the conversation on financial well-being.
Mm-hmm. Correct. And this is why for tonight, we are bringing an expert to help us help with our financial well-being mindset.
Yes.
With and she is a good friend. She has been a regular also in BDJ. She's an anchor, managing editor, and head writer of ABS-CBN news channels On the Money, a show that hopes to teach Filipinos how to better manage their personal finances. She also calls herself a financial literacy advocate because she started her company Empower Transform to providing financial education and affordable financial advisory to Filipinos and all income levels. So let us all welcome our guest for today, Miss Salve Duplito. Hello.
Hi,
Hi,
Kat! Hi,
Salve.
Dar! Thank you. Thank you for having me tonight. Sobrang
Thank
happy
you.
pa ako.
I know you're so busy.
Yes. Medyo like you, time management is a big thing because this week is BSP's Financial Education Expo.
Mm.
So talaga every year it's very busy in November. And of the 5 days, I'm there three. Kaya medyo but when you said we need you today, sabi ko, "Oh, sige, sige, game na yan." Kasi it's so
Thank
fun to
you.
be here. The conversations here are just amazing. Lagi may kurot sa puso and you always leave learning about something. Not just about the world, but about yourself, di ba?
Correct, correct. Oo. So, ayan, kasi napaka-important talaga. Financial literacy, we are one of the lowest, I think, in parang, di ba sa Philippines, mababa talaga siya. So, maybe you can tell us more about like why financial literacy is important.
Parang isang araw ko
Isang araw
i-discuss yan.
explain.
Oh, parang isang araw explain. But I think we are, what is a nation but a collection of its people, no? And the reason why our country has remained to be one of the least, yun, in Asia, di ba, there were emerging tigers. Naiwan na
Mm-mm.
pag-iwanan na tayo. And of course, there's so many factors, no? There's macroeconomy, yung GDP, yung the way people do business, how we are related to the economies of other countries. But there's also a part of it that only people at the micro level can control. The way we handle our finances, how we handle debt. Because debt, there's good and bad debt. Nga. So there are
Correct,
so many
correct.
factors and so many moving parts. And unfortunately, in our culture, masama pag-usapan yung pera. Diba?
Yeah.
Pagka, well,
Yeah.
eto, magpapasko na. Tapos may mga reunion and other stuff. Pag minsan nagkukwento ka about investments, natataasan ang kilay ng mga tao, di ba? How crass naman.
Mm-mm.
Di ba? Parang hindi, pag tinanong, magkano kita mo? Galit na yung mga tao, di ba? Because that's not part of our culture. But the more we talk about finances, the more we're opening our eyes to how we can improve our finances. I think that's better because nung lumalaki tayo, di naman yan tinuturo sa school. So we now need
Correct,
Agree.
to catch
correct.
up with financial education para lang maayos natin yung finances natin moving forward. And I really am grateful that here in your check-ins, I've been a guest several times. Ang saya ng conversation, money doesn't have to be stressful. It can be
Correct.
Agree.
empowering. It can be transformational.
Agree. That's really beautiful, Salve. Actually, it's the same way as how with mental health, diba, it's taboo, it's not talked about, but it's also just as important and empowering. But a lot of people think kasi that when you talk about finances, when you talk about like how much money you have in the bank, they use that as a gauge of their worth as a person. And so, pag hindi malaki masyado yung kita nila or wala silang savings, nakakahiya yung feeling. So it's something that really contributes in us not really being open to talk about financial well-being or financial literacy. How did your passion with financial literacy come about naman?
Naku, isa pang mahabang kwento yan. But very quick, I'll give a very, very quick kwento. I discovered, I didn't know this initially. And then Rose Fausto, I know you know Rose also.
Yes,
We
yes.
had lunch together. And then, alam mo naman si Rose, pag nakipagkwentuhan yan, she'll dive into your background, into your past. And nakala ko nagkukwentuhan lang kami. Parang may therapy session. Sabi niya, so what happened? Exactly this question. And then, bigla na lang na-realize ko, I had a story when I was in grade 4. Grade 4, ganun kalayo
Grade
yung
4.
pag-uusapan natin.
Ganun kalayo.
In grade 4, I had a favorite na English teacher, Bicol University. Sabi niya, magdala kayo ng ulam, kubyertos, kasi we're going to talk about manners at the table. Mama, dahil nga mahirap lang kami, hindi ko na maalala kung ang baon ko laing o kaya tuyo. Tapos wala akong katabi kasi ayaw nila sa akin tumabi. And then, so my super best friend, I was expecting that she'd be sitting with me. She sat with the richest, most beautiful person in class.
Wow.
Okay lang, sabi ko, sige, carry lang. Kaya ko, pero medyo parang, mag-isa lang ako sa mesa, best. Lahat sila nagkukwentuhan, ako mag-isa. Tapos, itong sana hindi siya nakikinig ngayon, no? So, this very pretty, very tall, very fair lady went to my table, tapos sabi niya, ay, yan lang ang ulam mo. And then, I'm a very proud person. Like, I truly believe that we weren't poor. My mother always says kasi na, uy, hindi tayo mahirap. We're just having a hard time. Parang ganun yung mindset namin sa bahay. We speak English in the house, maliit lang bahay namin, lawanit ang dingding. Pero hindi kami mahirap kasi we're just going through a rough patch. So when somebody parang talk to me like that, like in one sentence, she defined me. Parang gusto kong umiyak, pero ayoko talaga mahalata ng mga tao na naiiyak ako kasi sa liit kong yun, siga ako sa batch. So, alam mo yung feeling na hanggang dito no, nagka-clamp na ito, tapos parang hindi na ako makahinga. And then I couldn't hold back the tears, pero hindi ako pwedeng umiyak. And then in my mind, I was thinking, wow, medyo may nangilabot daw. Na emotional. In my mind, I was thinking, I will never let somebody else define who I am. I will do my best para alam ko kung ano yung worth ko. And then through the years, I realized maybe that was the key, that was the root. Bakit I latched myself onto this topic? Because in many ways, people define themselves by the money in their bank accounts. And hindi naman dapat. Of course, kung talagang spendthrift ka and stuff like that, hindi ka marunong mag-handle ng pera, somehow talaga you'll fall into that pit. Pero there are tools and mindset and different information that can make you realize na I'm okay financially and yet that's not going to define me. So I guess the job came only after this advocacy became an offshoot of that very grade 4 experience na hindi ko talaga makalimutan. Nasa front ng brain ko siya. But it's empowering. I'm not pitying myself.
Yeah.
Correct.
Empowering.
Actually, I think that's the challenge. A lot of people, parang minsan, pag nagkakaroon ng mga ganitong experiences, parang they will lock into that victim mode or kawawa naman ako instead of just flipping it. And I really admire like parang Salve na parang you were able to flip it, that you were saying no, I'm gonna use this flip talaga with a hair flip. Parang literally like flip it na no, I'm not gonna be dictated in terms of my value based on this judgment. And I think, Salve, that's one of your gifts. So ngayon, but majority of our people or majority of, I mean, the normal people siguro nahihirapan. Meron ka bang advice regarding that in terms of having that right mindset in terms of that money perception? Or parang yun nga, how people would sometimes assess us, I guess.
Parang feeling ko, our lives, we feel that it costs money, no? Parang all our experiences, we expect money to be spent on these experiences, and then we're just gobbling up money like we're Pac-Man, di ba? But the truth is, our lives are supposed to grow money. We're like plants. Of course, we consume stuff, but we also release so many different other things. Abundance, yung abundance mindset na sinasabi natin. We're not just Pac-Man, we're things that create more money, and then as we do so, we create a better world for it because we're able to help other people. So how do we do that financially in specific terms? So para hindi siya parang good words lang. When we're taking care of our brain, we're able to charge for experiences. For example, si Dars is such a very good speaker. When you speak in an event, let's say you charge 200,000 per hour for your event. So when you earn that money, you don't just consume it. You put it in things that will make more money for you, right? So you earn 200,000, maybe you consume 150. The 50,000, you put it back into your business so that the 50,000 can make another 50,000 in the future. Or maybe the 25,000 goes back into the business, the 25,000 goes into investments so that that
Mhm.
50,000 makes even more money. And as can you imagine the network of Filipinos all around the world doing the exact same thing, our country will be so much more wealthier, and we will be able to create a better footprint in the world if we're able to do this. There is a process to do it, and it will take a lot of time because it's a mindset thing and it's a culture thing. But every person matters. So if tonight only one person realizes na, hindi pala ako consumer lang. Pwede pala ako mag-create ng pera. So
Yeah.
that one person can create other people. I can influence so many more people.
Yeah, I love that a mindset can change really the way that we perceive, like even with stress, for example, and anxiety and mental health. Our mindset towards stress can actually cultivate inspiration, motivation, and all these positive aspects, diba? But the key challenge, especially for a lot of Filipinos, is that they don't tend to look long term or think long term when it comes to their finances, in which it limits. Kasi when you have, for example, sinabi mo na like, let's say 50,000 and you want to put half into investing back so that you can make it grow. I want to spend the 50,000 on something that's immediate right now. A lot of people love like that instant gratification, diba? And it all boils down to how we think money is supposed to be spent or how we can make it grow, etc. And the mindset is an important factor. And so
Mm-mm.
speaking of mindset, um, we have to talk about some myths in terms of our financial well-being that we want to debunk today, so that we can change or shift that mindset or really talk about the truth. So that next time that we catch ourselves thinking, parang, this is actually a myth, and we can reframe our thoughts. So the first myth that I hear very much is that being rich will solve all my problems. Na parang there is no problem that money cannot solve. What is the truth to this?
Para meron ba akong buzzer na Sana may
Yes.
ganon. Oh, this is the best. The best myth that the biggest, I mean, the biggest myth that we should debunk. Kasi, iniisip natin lagi, hello! Iniisip natin lagi na, ay, pag yumaman lang ako, everything else will be okay. But the truth is, a lot of rich people also have bigger problems. It's not the problems doesn't end when you have a big house or you can afford to go around the world every year. It doesn't end there. There will always be problems. Pero ang important kasi, how we treat ourselves, how we treat our loved ones, how we treat other people, even as we're going through these problems. That's what matters most. If you want all the problems to end, we will die.
Mm-mm.
Mamatay na tayo para hindi na natin ma-experience. And all of these problems actually are ways to provide us with happiness. Kasi hindi naman natin ma-experience yung joy if we don't go through the sadness. So the goal should be not to say that I want all problems to be gone. The goal is I will go through these problems and treat myself and other people well, even as I go through the problems. And financial problems are the same thing. Kunwari, if you're at si Rose Fausto again, ang dami kong natutunan kasi kay Rose eh. You know, if I don't know if we can use the word J. So J-E-R-K, di ba? Yung J-E-R-K na mahirap, pag binigyan mo ng 1 million pesos, do you think he'll stop being a J-E-R-K? No, he's not going to stop. He's going to be a bigger J-E-R-K. So, hindi talaga nasusolve ng pera ang lahat ng problema. That's why, as we go through life, we cannot judge ourselves based on the money in the bank account. Hindi because you can be a great person whether you're poor, whether you're in the process of acquiring assets, or whether you're rich. Hindi rin lahat ng mayaman mabait. Diba? So
Correct.
money is really not a measurement of a good life. It's not.
Yeah.
It's how we treat ourselves and the people around us. That's the measurement of a good life.
It's always the grass is greener on the other side. And
Correct.
you also would hear some people na parang, better if, money isn't there kasi simpler, etc. So, okay. They also don't know what they're talking about. But, that's such a great insight and mindset to have when we're thinking about money being the solution to everything, which is it's not,
Mm-mm.
right? It will be solution to some, but not everything.
Yeah, I think kasi one of the challenges that people underestimate or don't even talk about so much is what their relationship is with money. So, 'di ba parang we mentioned, like Kat mentioned, asked about the parang the mindset, 'di ba parang, but the root of it is how do you relate to money? Do you think like parang what does money do to you or something, 'di ba? Kung 'di ba? Kasi parang neutral talaga siya eh. So, siguro on that sense, Salve, like what are the common relationships or toxic relationships people have with money?
Gosh, napakalaking topic niyan.
Malaking topic nga, I know. But
Yeah. Oo. So, does money make you feel that you will be a better person if you're richer? If you're able to buy a better bag or drive a better car, kung ganun yung relationship natin with money, that it's an end goal. Is it an end goal for us, or is it just a means towards an end? It's a very different relationship. When everything that we do is designed to give us more money, everything else is not a priority. Pero when we understand, my relationship with money is that it's just a means for me to have what? A peaceful life with my family, where if somebody gets sick and I need to bring them to the best specialist in the country, and this specialist will charge me 10 million pesos, I have money. Diba? So if that's the goal, if it's to have a peaceful life where you're able to have a good relationship with your spouse and your children, then even if money is not there, you're okay, because you're
correct.
not defining yourself by whether you have it or not. Quick example of this: when I was in business world as a financial reporter, I saw a lot of people go to the United States. Diba? Nagbenta ng kalabaw. Sinanla ang buong angkan para lang makabayad, para pumunta abroad para maging nurse, no? People were thinking that if they had more money by leaving the country, all of their troubles will be gone, right? But what happened?
Mm-hmm.
When they got there, they had bigger financial problems. They did not have a good relationship with money. So everything that they see, ginagaya nila. So ngayon, yung 100,000 na utang when they left became 1 million pesos na utang. And that's precisely because the good relationship with money was not there in the beginning. So it became an end goal rather than just a means to have that life that we all deserve. Hi, Jace! Matt, hello! Matt, Dayang, hello! Shout out muna ako sa mga salve
Go.
natin dyan sa baba. Parang humakot ng buong barangay si Matt, si Dayang. These are people that I see in my page all the time. They're also,
Grabe
si
yung
Matt,
Salvenatics.
Dayang is an OFW who lives in the UAE.
I love that. Hello guys. Welcome to the to the show. Miss Salve, ang ganda
Yeah.
ng sinabi mo about like this relationship with money and seeing it as a means to an end. It's not the end goal. And speaking then of end goal and just going back to the myths, there are some people na because yung end goal nila na parang wala naman silang family, wala naman silang like other responsibilities that they need to think of if they're young and they're single. Their end goal at that point in their life, and I am very guilty of this, is just to like splurge and enjoy whatever I'm earning. Like life is short, and I for my and this will be like as a very selfish question na rin kasi parang I I am very terrible with this, and I admit it kasi I would splurge and I don't, and it's life is short. Yun na lang talaga masasabihin ko. So what truth and like how can I change my mindset when it comes to that, especially for those that are also the same way. They're young, they're single, no other responsibilities, etc.
It's called the deserve culture, di ba? I deserve this.
I
The
do know.
serve.
I do know.
I deserve this. I worked hard for it. And you see everybody else doing the same thing. Especially with social media, we live in glass cages in social media. And every post about an Instagrammable dinner or a visit to a museum, di ba parang real time nga pinopost mo yon. And whether we like it or not, we compare ourselves to other people all the time. And yun nga, the way that you measure who you are, parang nade-define na with all of the things that we have that take money, that require money to achieve. So how do we, what's the mindset? What can I say to help you, for example, shift that or reframe that? We have to enjoy the now. Otherwise, we wouldn't want to live for the future. So that's a justification for many of the things that you buy. Your skincare, 'di ba? The way how you go to the gym, your gym membership, everything. Tama naman, we deserve it, we work hard. But, wag ubos-ubos. Wag lahat-lahat. Because we are not immortals. There will come a time we won't be able to make money, maybe because we got sick or we're old na. 'Di ba? Or ayaw mo na, gusto mo na magpahinga. Ayaw mo na ng hustle culture. You want to go to the beach and just take your time and magbilang na lang kami ni Dar ng ano doon, ng mga nagfo-float sa dagat. Or kaya pupunta na kami sa mga turtles, 'di ba, Dar? Yun na lang ang gusto nating gawin. We should have that option. But if we start when we're old, we will never have enough. The financial markets are structured at the moment to make it so hard for people to make money from passive income. And we don't want to work until when we're 100 years old. Ako feeling ko tayong tatlo, pwede pa tayo mag-live hanggang uugod-ugod na tayo. We're not going to run out of things to talk about.
Yes.
But not everybody's like that. Sometimes, kunwari, yung job natin very physical. Hindi na kaya, di ba? So while we're able to work, we should be able to set aside some of that money, not all, you still have to enjoy your deserved moment today, but some, especially if you're young. Kat, you look like you're very young. You can set aside a little, maybe 25% or 20%. Set aside a little and make it, look at it like another person who will now start working for you. That person should grow. That person should work for you so that they will bring in more money for your future. If you start when you're 40, you will have to set aside a lot more. I can do the computations, pero not today. Baka dumugo ang ilong ng mga tao. But
Correct,
if you
correct,
start young, you don't have to set aside too much. So,
correct.
continue the skincare, but set aside a little something also.
Thank
I
you.
really like that kasi parang yun din yung philosophy that I have been conversing with some of my friends. Parang in a way, whatever money you earn at the present, you pay yourself currently, but you also pay your future self. So parang it's
Mm.
both, parang you pay, diba, parang current, you pay yourself a part of it, then you pay also your future self. So that's the part na parang I guess in a way, yung pwedeng may investment or yung interest, diba? That's in a way you're planning for the rainy day. And it can't be like, uubusin lang natin kasi magyo-YOLO lang tayo this time because that would parang mas mahirap siya because of all the uncertainties, more especially now for me personally, 'di ba? Kasi parang that's not super also being 100% responsible. Not that we have to be responsible all the time, but kailangan ng konting balance.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. That's
But
really
let me,
great.
can I insert lang
Yeah.
something? I was with a group of nanays from Tondo last Saturday. Ateneo Human Rights Center asked me to do a women empowerment with a seminar
Mm.
for them. Face to face! Ang saya! Bumalik na tayo sa face to face. And then I told them, can you, like, if you make extra 500 pesos per day, can you save 25 pesos? 25 pesos lang. Sabi nila, oh, kayang-kaya namin yan. So I computed for them. You know, the numbers show that if you start saving 25 pesos at
Per
20
day.
years old, per day per day, tapos Sabado, Linggo magpahinga ka na, Monday to Friday lang, I, I think parang the computation was, by age 40 something, you'll be a millionaire. That's if you benefit from the power of compounding returns. Yan. Ano yon? When interest makes interest. So, hindi mo lang siya iniipon sa wallet mo.
Yeah.
Ini-invest siya so that the invested amount, when it makes money, even the money it makes, is also reinvested and makes more money. 40 something. Pagdating ng 60, may 3 million ka na. But if you
Mm.
delay by 1 year, you lose 75% of that amount. I'm sorry, if you delay by 10 years, you lose 75%.
Mm.
So it's not that hard. I think everybody can save 25 pesos per day.
I think I think that's also a common misconception that parang saving money needs to be like a lot of money in one go. People underestimate the impact of parang little
Small
changes,
habits. Yeah.
little things that have significant impact. So parang feeling nila, shucks, kailangan ko baguhin yung lifestyle ko 100% para maging mas responsible lang ako. Kailangan I stop all of these, 'di ba? Parang of these, parang I have to sacrifice my current life, I have to sacrifice this and that para lang I'll be able to retire early. And then parang what happens is that because they have that mindset, they end up not saving at all, kahit konti. So,
Exactly.
Oh, i-sacrifice nyo na lahat. Wag
panggising
lang yung
lang, guys.
wag lang yung planners.
Wag yung planners.
Don't splurge ka doon.
Doon kayo mag-splurge. Kung
Yeah.
mag-splurge naman kayo, doon na lang.
Yeah. Pero actually, darling, there are some people na kailangan talaga ng wake-up call, di ba? Yung sobrang
Kailangan ng wake-up
ano
call.
na,
Correct, correct.
nagsusplurge na sila on too much eating out, and
Too much
they
eating
really
out.
need to stop and take a good hard look at where they're spending if they want to
Mm-mm.
make lasting changes and sustainable changes when it comes to finances. Pero Salve, I just want to challenge lang what you had mentioned about like yung example na parang okay, by age 40, millionaire ka na, ganon. Well, in siguro 500 pesos years and years ago as well, 40 years ago would have been very big um, with the current economy. But with the economy then, but now, like if you wait to 40, if I waited to 40 and then I'm a millionaire, baka yung million na yun, hindi na siya makakarating ng so far. So,
That's
having said
Because
that,
of inflation.
also, di ba? So, how can we balance that now na tumataas rin yung the cost of living, and if we save na parang okay, we get to a million by 40, pero it might not mean mean much anymore. How will what kind of mindset will we need to have, and how can we best prepare for that kind of well, it's not the future, this it's happening now. Well, how can we prepare for this kind of economic crisis?
That's a very insightful, Kat, kasi inflation at 8%, kunwari, inflation at 8% means that your 1 million savings in 9 years will be able to buy only half a million worth of goods at today's prices. Oh, worth half worth half a million na lang yan in 9 years kung tuloy-tuloy ang inflation at 8%.
Correct.
But good enough naman na traditionally, historically, nagiging bababa din yan sa 3%. Yun yung general average natin over time. So inflation will still eat into our savings. That's why, tama ka, a lot of people say, naku, mawawalan nga ng value yung 1,000 ko. Di kainin ko na lang ngayon, di ba? Na-enjoy ko pa. That's why, kailangan not just save, but invest. My example of at 40s, milyonaryo ka na, that's assuming that you're able to invest it and make it grow at 10% every year. And that the earnings at 10% will still make money. Hindi mo siya wini-withdraw. You reinvest the earnings so that even the
Correct,
earnings
correct.
10% more.
Right.
If you have a small business, 10% is possible. Very, very possible yung negosyo, di ba? Nahirapan lang tayo ng COVID, pero I think in general, kaya naman, di ba? Kailangan lang extra hustle. Yan.
Mhm.
So, we have to be really smart para inflation will not kill us. Inflation will not make all our efforts go to waste kasi bumababa lang yung value. We have to counter that with smart money management skills so that we're able to grow our money and fight inflation in the process.
I have something to add also. What's the alternative? If we don't save and invest, the alternative is spend.
Yeah.
So, if we do the alternative, which is spending, then yung mangyayari sa atin, sige, gagastusin ko na ngayon para matikman ko yung buong 1,000 pesos instead of the 500 9 years from now. But that is setting yourself up that each and every year you have to hustle so much just to
Mm-mm.
get the possible 500 pesos of the succeeding years, right? So parang it's not also just that parang I guess parang for me in a way there's that scarcity thinking when we say na oh no, kung hindi ko siya uubusin ngayon baka mas lalong hindi ko siya matikman. I mean, following the analogy. Baka
Yeah.
parang yung ano lang, parang mag-end up. Then, every time, every year, you're just parang trying to, parang yun, na parang sobra ka lang gipit. It's always like running after.
Mm-mm.
And I don't know, it sounds like it's very tiring.
Yeah.
Lalo na
So,
if you're getting into debt to do that. And
yes,
instead of making compounding returns, you are paying so
compounding
much.
interest.
Oh,
Inter.
compounding interest. Naku, ang hirap.
Oo, yun
Yun ang
talaga.
nakakakos ng mental anguish.
That's
Yes.
true. That's
Oo.
true.
Oo. So talking about debt, oo, I think that's also one of the parang I think it was mentioned, 'di ba? There's such a thing, Salve, 'di ba, as good debt and bad debt. Maybe you can help us or help everyone watching us today like differentiate what good debt and bad debt is all about.
Oo, nandun na tayo Dar sa age na we like analogies that has cholesterol in it. So, like cholesterol, there's good and bad cholesterol. There's also good and bad debt. Ano ba yung good debt? These are the kinds of debt that allow you to improve your asset base. So, utang na nagpapayaman. Meron bang ganun? Yes. Business loans, mortgage loans. The interest rates are a lot lower than consumer loans. And yet, as you pay it off, nagkakaroon ka ng big increase in your assets. Kasi yung bahay na binili mo or yung condo or other property that you have, tinaasan niya yung net income, ay yung net worth mo, di ba, in your balance sheet. Na nosebleed na ba tayo dun sa mga financial concept? Hindi naman. Okay, so your balance sheet is basically composed of two things, the things that you have and the things that you pay. The things that bring in money and the things that take money away from you. So, pag bumili ka ng bahay, yes, nagbabayad ka ng interest, pero umakyat yung assets mo. Nadagdagan yung kita mo, nadadagdagan yung yaman mo. Pero yung the kind of debt that gives you assets that are dumped into the kubeta, like that very expensive Wagyu steak, ganon. Ang mahal-mahal niya, di ba? Pero pareho lang, pag kumain ka ng barbecue o kumain ka ng Wagyu, both of them go to the kubeta. Hindi na, hindi na ang bango, no? Na-analogy ko. But yes, di ba? That's true. So any form of debt that does not increase your asset base, maybe it makes you feel nicer, look nicer, nicer clothes, ganyan, pero nag-depreciate siya, naluluma. Gadgets, hindi ako sure ng gadgets are bad. Kasi some of us make money from social media.
Out of it, yeah.
So, kailangan yung laptop, kailangan yung
Investment.
phone. For some, depending on the kind of work that you do. So if it allows you to earn more money, then it's good debt. Pero if it's not, then it's bad debt. We have to be very honest with ourselves. Kasi kung lolokohin natin yung sarili natin, di ba? Tayo rin
Correct.
Oh my, I'm very guilty with that na I can find any way to justify something as good debt.
Correct.
Kailangan ko to. I need to be able to, and hindi lang yung deserve like being able to think na parang if I need this long term and minsan pag gusto talaga merong paraan and you can think of ways. So I think a good way to also gauge if it's good debt or bad debt or something that you really need is to sound it off with someone that you trust.
Yeah.
Diba? As well. Na, okay, kailangan ko ba to? Because sometimes, if it's just up to me, I will think of many, many reasons why I should buy it, even though it's not fitting with my budget. So, it's good to check in and ask. Now, Salve, let's talk about the holidays, right? Because we are now getting into the holiday mode where everybody's either traveling already because it's the first holiday that it's actually now opening up and we can actually meet each other now even without masks, and we want to make it special a lot of times. A lot of us haven't seen each other in a long time, so we want to splurge. But that goes, of course, with a lot of parang in the same way as we think of it as good debt and bad, parang ngayon lang to in 2 years na I'm seeing them, so na-justify natin our expenses. How do we, what is the usual money mistakes that we make during the holidays, and how can we avoid that for the coming holidays?
Thinking that January will be better. So what? Mag-enjoy ka ng December, tapos na-depress ka ng January when you get all of your bills. And we need to discover that January is not better. Actually, the most difficult months of the year are January and February. Yung palapit na yung Valentine's Day, tapos wala kang pambayad kasi binabayaran mo pa. Si Kat, binabayaran mo pa, di ba? O, aminin nyo, Sige, mag-press one kayo dyan sa baba. Kasi this is so true. That's why, again, pag-isipan muna natin. And I want to give a little wake-up call because I was just doing macroeconomic selfie. I was looking at all of the macroeconomic numbers, and it looks like 2023 will still be a challenging year. Maybe for us as individuals and also for small businessmen, mahirap pa rin
Mhm.
siya. Mm-mm.
Mm.
While it feels like the economy is opening up and things are a lot better, elsewhere in the world, the US still has problems. There's still a Ukraine crisis, Russia. Tapos may volatility pa rin in the market. And of course, you have all of these new, we're in the cusp of the fourth industrial revolution. Natatawa na si Dar. Kaya marami
Mm.
pang upheavals. Marami pang upheavals na mangyayari. So what am I saying? Let's enjoy the holidays. That's true. Pero again, let's leave some for when winter
Next.
comes.
Correct.
Because winter is still coming.
Yes. Ako, I agree completely. I parang maybe I'm one of those people that might seem negative even, like may mala doomsday forecast. But I don't actually say it to bring people down,
Yeah.
but rather to wake people up with what's the reality is. Because for me, if my belief system tayo na parang, okay, things will just work out, bahala na, ganyan, sige, basta nag-work hard naman ako, okay lang, ganyan. And then we don't be strategic about things, that can be our downfall. And that's why, ibabalik ko lang guys, syempre since BDJ tayo, kaya nating ini-encourage yung mga taong mag-plan. Kasi,
Kaya pala tumatawa na siya kanina.
kaya ako natatawa, guys. Kasi, kaya kailangan natin talaga mag-plan. And parang sa akin lang, sometimes people are averse with planning is because they don't want to face the possible scary future. So sa akin minsan inuuna ko na, sige matakot ka na ngayon, takutin mo na sarili mo. Okay, pag kuwari nasigaw mo na yung or naiyak mo na even all your fears, your anxiety, then you really said, okay, sige, pwede na ba tayong mag-plan? Since, kumbaga, na-accept mo na, or at least the assumption is, na-accept mo na, okay, it's gonna be difficult, okay, it's gonna be challenging, okay, there's not gonna be a fairy godmother who's gonna come here and save me. Now, what now? What can I
Mm.
do now? What um what is within my control to look at parang the solution? How can I be more creative with the status quo so that next week hindi ako mahirapan, next month hindi ako mahirapan, and so on. Kasi parang I feel like when we are parang in that parang minsan kasi gusto natin i-avoid yung negativity na masyadong mabigat, masyadong ganito. Napupunta talaga tayo in this um I don't know if it's false dichotomy na parang it's this one extreme over the other. And then doon tayo minsan napupunta sa toxic positivity na parang, sige, basta hope lang tayo, hope lang tayo. And for me, mas lalo
Nag-freeze.
Yeah, si Dar. Nag-galit pa siya. It's okay, Dar.
Emotions. We're here. We're
Exactly.
here.
We're here for you. Pero tama what she was saying. And it's the same with mental health din eh. And a lot of people fail to recognize and get in tune with the negative emotions. They push it aside because they don't want to face it. When we realize, when we recognize that it's okay na we do have these bad days, we do have to prepare for the bad days by talking to a therapist, or in this case for finances, talking to a financial expert or a planner. It can help with the long-term solution and long-term happiness and growth. And when I was thinking about that, actually, we were talking about yung sa January and February being tough months, no? It's the same way as with, ano, di ba, how a lot of people think about fitness also na parang, clean slate, I'll start with the gym by January, kaya gagastos ako, kakain ako ng madami by
Andito
December.
na
Not
siya
knowing,
ulit.
correct. Hello, Dar. So, not knowing na parang,
Sorry.
December,
Hindi ko rin alam kung saan. Go ahead.
okay lang. Not knowing na December and January,
Correct.
it's not a whole year that passed, and there's no clean slate. If you're gonna eat bad
Correct.
food in December, it's gonna affect you still in
You're gonna pay for
January.
it eventually.
Exactly.
Para ako naman ang ginigisa dito.
Ay, sorry. Pero
Ako,
natatawa ako
ito.
kasi,
Ay, sorry. Kailangan talaga i-balance. Diba? Yung parang i-balance yung what we enjoy, what makes life meaningful right now. I mean,
yeah.
hindi naman completely like parang ako, parang I guess doon yung sinasabi na parang there's really always like trying to balance things, and medyo siguro yung mahirap sa advice na yun kasi it's so subjective and it depends on each person,
Yeah.
but you balance how much you eat, how much you spend,
Correct.
and diba, with the thought, mago na si Salve, and with the thought that parang eventually, parang our future selves will pay for it. So if we invest in ourselves, meaning be more healthy, then our future selves like feel the benefit,
Will also thank
right?
us for it.
Hindi din,
Absolutely.
oo, exactly. Same din with
Same.
money.
Yeah, same kami ni Dayang though. When we said na, but February, walang pang,
Walang
ano,
ka-date.
pang date. Wala naman kaming problema doon. Joke lang. Kasi, hindi naman namin problema kasi single kami. So, so
Tipid-tipid.
nakakatipid kami in many ways. So, even though, di ba, parang yung ganong klaseng mindset na parang, February, wala naman akong kadate, so hindi ako magsisave. Paano kung magkaroon, di ba?
Paano kung biglang may na-meet may
Paano
na-meet ka, Dayang,
December?
mag-Christmas?
Oo.
Madaming party.
Tapos hindi ka ready sa February. Ang iniisip mo, tapos na-anxious ka na, shock sa February, wala akong pang-date. And that's like how financial well-being and good financial planning can help you, diba? Na parang open ka and you're ready for all possibilities, whether that's a new relationship, if you're moving to a new house or looking for new opportunities, having very
New
fluid or
business
flexible.
opportunities. Yeah.
Correct. It will open up more doors for you versus enjoying, at sinasabi ko to sa sarili ko, by the way, and
Note to self.
simply enjoy,
Note to
exactly,
self
simply
pala.
enjoy. So in my head, as I'm saying it, I'm like, oh, talaga ba? I love it. What other finance? Maybe you can share with us like a few in the last few minutes. Good financial tips during the holidays that we can start practicing already. We're already in November. There may be some of us that are already getting their 13th month pay as well, and how we can best prepare. If kunyari lang, we're starting from scratch talaga na I'm in my 20s, 30s, I don't have savings. What can we do?
For those people who are in debt, kasi hindi na talaga natin yan, COVID has created a lot of financial difficulties. So, hindi natin ma-judge how people have gotten into debt. One gift you can give yourself is to pay it off in full with your 13th month pay. And no amount of return in any financial market around the world will help you create money compared with that, yung magbayad ka lang. Because for example, compounded interest on utang, for some, kunwari 5-6 yan, or credit card na lang,
Mm-mm.
that's 24% in a year. Di
Yes.
pa compounded yun, ha? Inad ko lang yung 2% per month. Doon na lang tayo, that's kinder. You won't be able to make 24% on any stock in a year.
Correct.
None. No stock will give you that kind of return. But if you pay off your credit card bill in full, it's like you made 24% on your money. So that's one gift you can give yourself. Sure, wala kang paper bag na mamahalin. Di ba? Wala kang dala-dala, ganon. Paglabas mo ng mall or something, wala. But I believe that you can make yourself feel the joy of not waking up in the morning with that kind of bill hanging over your head. So that's a great gift for yourself. For gifts, suggestion ko ha, nowadays experiences, they're more important than stuff, di ba? They provide you with more happiness. They provide you with
Mm-mm.
more joy. So, kunwari in the family, instead of splurging on toys or other kinds of things, give each other services. Libre pa. O, di ba? So parang
Mm-mm.
kunwari gift cards na you deserve one massage every month for
Uy,
12 months, the entire.
Correct.
These are beautiful. They create pa new experiences with your loved ones and just getting them something that you can wrap with a bow. That masisira din
Correct.
naman. There are so many different kinds of ways to save money during the Christmas season. And you start with the gift giving. Kasi ang dami. Kahit sa
Mm-mm.
office, 'di ba? Or sa trabaho, ganyan. I-multiply mo yan by the number of people that you need to give gifts to. That's a lot of money that you can
Madami,
save
madami.
for your future self.
Yes. Definitely, it's really parang, ako, dagdag ko, I don't know, Kat, if may dagdag ka dun sa gifts. Ako, I really love receiving letters. Like,
oh,
heartfelt letters are like something I value, and it doesn't cost a lot of money. I think that was something that we did also in our company in the past year, like last year for Christmas gifts, we just sent each other. We wrote each other parang love letters, letters of appreciation for the year because it's been tough, right? And there's no sugarcoating that it's been challenging the past 2 to 3 years. And there's also no sugarcoating that it's gonna be tough also next year. 'Di ba? Kasi yun yung yun yung forecast, 'di ba? But I guess what's the alternative? Magmumukmok na lang ba tayo or ubusin na lang natin yung pera natin as if there's no tomorrow, 'di ba? Hindi rin naman pwede. So it's just about balancing things out, I think. And thank you for all those great ideas. Pero Kat, I hope you will indulge me. Ito lang din. Guys, yung BDJ planner, madami tayong
pwedeng
coupons so
gift.
you can save a lot of money there.
I was gonna say.
Also, you have 6 months of telehealth with Consulta MD. So it's not just the planner, it's not just the coupons, it's also like if you get sick, you have like whatever challenge you have, there's so much value. So your money will go a long way if you
Yeah.
purchase it so just for your personal, and then I don't know, maybe encourage your other friends to buy for themselves or
I
something.
was just
God.
gonna say, Dar, actually, like for example, the planner as one of like a great gift idea because it's
Yeah.
not just a material thing, it's also the
Mhm.
mindset and the habit that you're also giving them
Correct.
or giving them the opportunity
Correct.
to have, diba? Like, so for example, if it's the planner, like giving them the opportunity to plan their next year if hindi sila masyadong ganon, or the gift of health. Like for example, you can actually buy bundles or mental health sessions with MindNation as a gift, and that's amazing because that can help you also for next year. Parang if this person, and then I know there have been a lot of us that have gone through and know that friends that have gone through certain things. Here, mental health sessions, it's priceless and it's very affordable with MindNation. So since nagpa-plug ka na. But no. The point with that is, apart if you can't give the services yourself, make sure, and this is also the environmentalist in me speaking, it's really things that last and things that are most important to them. Hindi lang yung porket like it's just something that okay, mayroong ball pen na gusto na mahal na, na lalagyan mo ng name nila tapos bibilin mo for everybody else na mahal. if you invest it, if you help them invest it into something meaningful, in something that will help them grow or develop an abundance mindset moving forward and prepare for the next year, then all the
Mhm.
better, diba? It's I think one of the best ones that I got before was it was stock. It was stock, and then I loved it. I was just like, at that time maliit lang siya. Like they bought a small stock of, not gonna say what, but it grew. It grew, and I was just like, now it's worth
Wow.
more than when it was first
When was
purchased. So
purchased.
Oh,
so
financial gifts are great.
'di ba?
Yes.
Mm-mm.
And especially ones that grow. So
Mm-mm.
thank you so much for all the inputs. And if you want to share as well in the comment section kung anong mga new ideas, baka you already have something planned that can be helpful also for everybody else in the community that's watching you, feel free to share that as well. But for now, Salve, there's so much great insights that I personally learned from you
Oh, thank
today,
you.
and I'm sure a lot of our Bellas and also our Mind Nation family has also enjoyed and got a lot of great takeaways in terms of financial well-being and that abundance mindset. Dar, you wanna share some of your last
My
takeaways
last takeaways. Thank
before we
you
send it
again,
to
Salve.
Salve?
Thank you, Kat. My ano lang, I agree 100% about parang, I guess what I've been sharing lang tonight also was also the relationship. The takeaway is really the relationship with money. I think it's very
Mm-mm.
important that it's something that we revisit. And then number two, it's really learning how to balance. And sometimes the challenge with balancing is the reason it's hard for us to balance is because we don't understand ourselves. So we don't take the time to understand ourselves. So I will go back to the beliefs of always take the time to understand, know yourself better.
Thank you, Dar.
You're
Salve,
late.
any
Okay lang
final
yan.
words?
Okay,
Oh,
so
yeah.
Salve,
Salve,
any final
final
words?
words?
I think I've said a lot already. I just want to show you the project I had with Dar, yung My Money Diary. This is the first
Yes.
merchandise of Salvices. This is the
Wow.
project I had with Dar. It's a workbook and a journal at the same time. And we're very happy with the reaction of the market on this. Because it's my birth month, it's still on this, it's still discounted. Pero
Ayan.
aakyat na to next month. So, I think so, ano yung mga taong bumibili sa akin, alam mo, Dar, 35 of this, it's on its way to the UAE. 35. One person bought 35
Wow.
as gifts, as Christmas
Oh, I
gifts
love
to a
that.
big
Nice.
team.
Nice.
Tapos what we're doing is, if you buy a certain number, you get me as a speaker for free.
Ay,
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. That's
Yes.
amazing.
So just let us know if you want. This is
Ipi-PM kita doon.
sige, sige. Pero
ako din. Ako din.
sige, sige. Alam mo, what I wanna say is, when I made this, I didn't realize that this is my gift to myself. Matagal ko na 'tong pinaplano, 3 years na. Lagi kami nagkukuwentuhan ni Dar, hindi natutuloy. And then finally, I said, I
Totoo.
can't sit on this anymore. I have to make this happen. Di ba sa Belle planner nakalagay, make this happen. Paulit-ulit ko nilalagay yung planner. Hindi ko nagagawa. But this is my gift to myself. And it's empowering and very transformational. It's our solution for those who cannot go into the premium 12-month experience of financial planning journey with me personally. It's like having you with me, me with you all the time as you go through the planner. So
Ang
I
ganda.
hope everybody finds a way to fix their financial life and create a better relationship with money with a journal.
Amen. Thank you so much,
It's the
Salve, for
gift of
your
financial
time.
freedom, guys. It's a gift of financial freedom.
Yes, financial freedom and better mental health. I hope
Yes.
that we have a great time spend not only spending but also thinking about our money and really rethinking our relationship with it, as Salve and Dar also mentioned. Thank you, Dar, for the time and the
Thank
opportunity to
you.
speak with you
Thank
again, and thank you to
you.
everybody who watched. Have a great
Good
evening.
night.
Good night.